Hello, Light Warriors. Welcome to this video. Thank you for clicking on this video. I'm coming to you today from Costa Rica, and today we're going to be talking about something that you might know about or you might not know about. And that is one of the fundamental laws of this reality, is that everything in this world is in some way, shape, or form a reflection of ourselves. Now, if you've never heard that before, or if you have heard that before and dismissed it, you might think that it's crazy, okay? And a lot of these things might sound crazy when you first hear them, but when you sit to really think about it and examine in our lives how these things show up, right? You can start to notice that it's not always direct, it's not always formulaic, right? Because this world doesn't work on a logical, formulaic, equational foundation. The more we try to look at the world with logic, which is just a connection of the present or a moment to a moment that happened before, right? Logic always works backwards. It never really works forwards like that. Sometimes it does, but not often, as we can see in the way that the world is going, right? But that's because our normal logic is founded upon things that we consider and deem logical with our brains, right? With our formulaic minds. And the world doesn't work in that way. The world doesn't work in a way that's directly mathematical like that. So when I say that everything that happens and everything that's in this world is a reflection of ourselves, what I mean is, for example, I have a friend who was dealing with some drama in their life, and that drama included a ex-partner of their current partner coming back into their lives and stirring some things up, to say the least. And so when we had the conversation with her about that whole situation, we were able to peel back some layers and get to that what was happening right now was actually a reflection of a way that she used to be. And that now it's coming back to test, like, hey, are you sure you're really over that? Are you sure that you've gotten over that? Are you sure that you've grown? Because the universe will do that for us. The universe will come back and it'll test us. Hey, are you really done eating those types of foods? Hey, are you really done doing that type of thing? Are you really done smoking that type of thing? It'll happen. It'll keep happening. And if we're still in the same vibrational area code that we used to be in, then we'll be right there to receive it, and we won't grow. Now, the point of growing for us is to grow vibrationally, so that our consciousness appears at a different vibration than it used to. See, these are the old habitual routines that we used to do, these old neurotransmitters in our brain, and then this is us trying to achieve a new state of consciousness, one that's more intentional, one that's more aligned with who we really are, one that allows for us to be more powerful manifestors, to make more of a difference for our families, to be the type of person that we know we can be, but that we've been getting in our own way of being, right? And that's the dissonance between this old way of being and this new way of being that we're all trying to continue to open up into, right? So the old way of being will manifest itself physically into things that happen around us, right? Into people around us. When we go out in public, right? Everybody else is an energetic reflection of ourselves. And I'm not saying that they're not their own individual universe and their own individual being, okay? But what I'm saying is there is this mirror effect that happens. And when you go out in life, you can start to notice it, that people will mirror back you. And there might be energies that are happening, independently of you, right? And there might be things that happen that aren't of your energy field, but when those things happen and you're not of the energy field, they just go right past you. They just, like you're a running back, just avoiding, just weaving away from energies that aren't yours. They just won't affect you. And so the things that affect us, right? The things that Oh, wait, did they say that about me? Was that about me? Oh, I don't like that they did that. Oh, I don't like that they look like that. Oh, I don't like that they said that. Those are reflections of ourselves. Those are things that we have identified with in some way, shape, or form, whether we're identifying with it or against it. And those are things that we have come to not accept about the way that things are, because there is a way that things have been. There is a way that things are right now, and there's a way that things have been. And the more we push against the way that things are, the way that things have been, in an attempt to try to distance ourselves from it, in an attempt to try to make it so that that thing doesn't exist anymore. You see, resistance causes persistence. When we try to push away the things that don't serve us, when we try to push away the manifestations of our old energies, we just make them stronger. We simply just have to up level, not be there anymore. So when the temptation comes, because it will come, okay, it will come. When you stop eating sugar, somebody will offer you a sweet treat, and it won't be out of malintent. It'll be out of love for them. That's what love looks like for them. And your job, light warriors, is to say, thank you so much, and I'm not eating that. Simple, right? But for some reason, it can be so difficult because we have this attachment of value that we place on ourselves doing the same things as other people. And it's okay to not do the same things as everybody else. When you know in your heart space, when you know and it resonates through your entire body and soul that you are doing things that work for you and that are good for you to keep yourself at the highest vibration, you continue doing those things because your gift is your presence. Okay? When you do those things to take care of yourself, you get to be the presence that other people don't get to be because they're not doing the same things. It's all practice. It's all practice. What are we practicing? It doesn't necessarily matter what we understand intellectually. It can help. But so many people intellectually know how to lose weight. It doesn't help them lose weight, does it? Now, sometimes it can, but there is a shift that happens, and it's a shift in being in which we start to actually take action towards things that serve us rather than things that no longer serve us. Another example is on the way here to this beautiful resort that we're in. It's not a resort, actually. I think it's an apartment complex. But anyways, there was a landslide. There was a landslide that happened, and we weren't in it, thankfully. But these landslides almost never happen. We were talking to the taxi driver, and the driver said he's, in all of his driving career, never, ever, ever had to deal with a landslide of this capacity, in which we weren't able to get to our place until about 8 to 10 hours after we were supposed to. And it was fine. It worked out. We weren't caught in it, thankfully. So, I'm grateful for that. And I've traveled tons of places, right? I've never had anything like that happen for me. However, some of the people that we were traveling with that didn't realize how powerful they were, right? For a long time have been forecasting about how it's dangerous to travel internationally. It's dangerous to do this. It's dangerous to do that. How is it going to be like this? How is it going to be like that, right? What if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? And the more time we spend and the more energy we spend putting out those lower vibrations into the space, the more it comes back to us, to the extent where, there's never been a landslide on this side, at least not in 10, 15, 20 years, and then we show up and there it is. Now, it's not a fault-blame conversation, okay? It's not it's their fault. It's not it's your fault. You have bad energy, okay? That's not what this is at all. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite. It's a responsibility conversation, okay? It's when we travel with people that we know are carrying other energies that we must uphold our own energy and be responsible for anything that goes wrong to another level, okay? Because we can't avoid being with people in life. You can, but the lengths you have to go to avoid being with people it's not worth it. When we really step into our highest selves, we are able to be responsible for the fact that we are just being reflected in the world around us. And we can accept everything about what happens and not take it personally, because we know that we no longer vibrate in that area code, and continually contribute our energy just from our being, from our practice. We just keep on being great. There's a landslide. We have to wait for 8 hours. Just keep on being great. There's this that happens and we have to readjust our entire schedule. Just keep on being great. We will be tested, and we will continually be tested, okay? This is how this thing works. The more you try to up-level, the more you will be tested. It's similar to any other type of thing that we have, any other type of structure, okay? If you want to be a lawyer, you have to take a test. If you want to be a doctor, you have to take a test. If you want to become greater in your spiritual capacity, you're going to be tested. And when that test shows up, how are you going to show up? Are you going to blame the thing that's happening? Are you going to blame the other people around you? Or are you going to be responsible for the fact that you have energies, that we are all the creators of our own realities, that we emanate this energy and it comes back to us? And then we can be responsible for that, and not responsible the way that responsibility has been diminished in the conversation of the mainstream, but responsibility in the word itself, responsibility, the ability to respond. You see that? So when we take responsibility for things, now all of a sudden we have the ability to respond. And so we can respond any way that we'd like to. So, my light warriors, are you going to be responsible and take on your ability to respond, or keep giving your power away to the circumstances that, even if you don't think you did, we all contributed in manifesting? So, just a reminder, you are powerful, you are infinite, you are beautiful, you are intelligent, and you have everything that you need from the moment you wake up in the morning to the moment your head hits the bed at night. Have an amazing rest of your day. Don't forget how powerful you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.